Hey, this is Matthew.
And this is Andrea.
Welcome to Nerd News Today. And this time around, it's not an action figure review. It's more like an action figure building session / review.
It's basically something you guys have been waiting for if you've been watching us. We're finally making stuff happen.
Yeah, so you guys have been watching our Ghostbusters toy reviews. We've been taking a look at a lot of figures from Diamond Select because they just did a whole Ghostbusters 2 and Real Ghostbusters figure series. So we have finally finished all 15 figures. And if you haven't seen them, we recommend you do check them out in our archives. But today is a long anticipated day for us and for all of you out there.
I'm so excited. Are you excited? Be excited.
I'm excited.
Oh my god, you want this more than me. Be excited.
I do.
We're finally putting together the Firehouse.
That's right. What you see here, no, this is not a clearance bag where I once had bought a mattress from. This is in fact a bag holding all the pieces of the Ghostbusters Firehouse.
Oh, I'm so excited. We've been waiting so long for this.
I'm just gonna open this thing up. There's a lot of pieces here. This isn't even actually everything.
Oh, we're gonna hold it open.
Well, the madness begin.
Look at all these gray pieces that mean nothing.
That's right. All
Without
these gray
context.
pieces, like this stack of Transformers bots that's seen here for some reason.
Why not? The Ghostbusters can bust them. It's all good. These pieces mean nothing without context.
No, nor does this WWE backdrop that came with another toy also.
Huh. What about this postcard for Big Bad Toy Store?
I don't know why it's here, but they're not sponsoring this video. I'm not paying for that. And hey, there's a code for the WWE Mayhem app that came with one of our wrestling figure reviews.
Woo!
So if you can read this, it's yours. If you can't, well, sucks to be you. So this lovely Warzone rubble here represents all the pieces we got from the toys. But of course, we can't do anything without this right here.
Or this.
Well, they're the same exact thing. So yes. Within here is the instructions for how to build this, because thankfully they learned their lesson from the Ghostbusters Diorama. In the very first line, in fact, the first bunch of figures did not have any instructions for the diorama pieces, and they actually changed it. There was a running change, and so now with this line, basically from the very first GB2 figure to the very last RGB figure, every single one of them had the instructions.
Wait, there was a Ruth Bader Ginsburg figure? Ba-dum-bum!
So here's the instructions, and oddly enough, according to this, there's only 14 steps total. So in theory, this shouldn't be too terrible.
We hope.
So let's go ahead and start finding the pieces, and let's get to work. So first things first, we're going to put together the sidewalk, and these are the 3 sidewalk pieces that we need to do that.
It's like putting a puzzle together. There's a line that connects to help you know which way is right side up.
And these pieces just slide together.
Just like so.
And I can tell you guys that this is going to stay pretty firmly in place. I don't see this coming out easily. I don't think it's impossible to take it apart, but I will say probably once it's all together, you will have a little bit of a harder time getting it all out.
Yes. Okay, so next up, we're going to be working with the door. Insert the smaller door to the larger door with the doorknob close to the thin part of the frame.
So we actually already did that, and hopefully we did it right.
Yes.
So
attach the larger door base.
Now I think we need these pieces.
Yes.
And so on the back of these pieces, they have these little things here, which we're going to be using at some point in this process.
Yes.
So we'll just keep them handy. I think these are used for connecting some of the pieces later on, as the building starts to grow vertically.
Yes. That's what it looks like. Attach the larger door to the base of the archway with the inner smaller door closer to the top than the bottom, and snap the hinge tabs into the archway slots.
So there's a little connecting bit on top of this door, and it looks like this just slides into here somehow.
Here we go.
So here's what we're not seeing, is there's this little knob there that you actually can pull and maneuver. So that's what's going to be what helps lock the door in place into the piece.
Yep.
Door swap.
Door swap. Door knock. Okay, so basically, so we got that right.
And now we attach these onto the base pieces somehow. This just says hook the outside edge of the archway base on the lip on the end of the sidewalk.
Oh,
Lower
right
base tabs on the corresponding slots. Well, that's not too bad.
Right here?
Yeah, these slots be weird.
Oh!
So you have to just push it down with a lot of force, it seems.
Yep!
I'm afraid to do that, but I guess that's how it's gonna have to work. I think I got mine in almost all the way now. Yeah, no, I think mine's actually in. Yeah, I think mine has mostly in. So far, we got one door in. We will note it's been a bit of a struggle just getting these things to fit in there, and even now you can see there's a little bit of space over here. This took a little bit of force. This other side, however, it just doesn't seem to want to fit entirely yet. But again, it's like I hit the sweet spot as I was doing this. So
I hit a tiny spot that started to get it to go, but There we go. You gotta just exert a lot of force.
So it really just takes a lot of force. It's a little scary because I'm afraid of breaking these pieces, but I guess you just kind of have to be bold, hope for the best ultimately. So you'll notice, yeah, the door is not really completely staying shut. We're holding it down. I'm pretty sure as we build it, the weight will help push it down and keep it in its spot. So now we got these doors more or less in some kind of a position. Let's go ahead and move to the next step, step number 5, which is attaching the window panels. Except I think we need the draped window panels.
Probably.
Yeah. Window panels. And so on the back of these, by the way, I'm just going to open the doors here. Excuse me. On the back of here, there's these little connector pieces again. So at some point, we're going to start using these. But man, there's a lot of them. That kind of has me concerned. But yeah, it looks like for this, all we have to do is take these and attach these window panels in, and then we put them on top. And you can already see this thing's getting really big really fast. Well, I think we might have to jump ahead to the next step, in fact, which is using those little triangular connector pieces to connect the backside together, because I'm going to rotate this right now to show everybody. So these pieces have all these little pegs here, so that's what these are going to come in handy for now. So I think now's the time we're going to start actually opening them up. So basically step 5 and 6 are kind of a combined step.
Yes.
So again, much like the doors, there's those little pull down things that have the knobs in them. So I pull them down, we put them in one at a time, and then we just release them and they'll fit into the spot.
Okay, so this is what the completed one will look like. It's really nice and floppy.
So we got this one finally as well. This one took a little bit of finagling. It was a very tight, tough fit. Not that it was tight to get into, it was just, a little misshapen almost these parts.
Yeah.
So, my suggestion if that happens and it's a real problem, you have to just get some sandpaper and probably shave it down.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those things where you have to be extremely careful. It looks like they cut it down like so super fine.
Yeah. Now let's go ahead and put these on top to show you what it looks like.
Close the door.
Yeah, we'll try and close the door. But now we have to get those connector pieces in there as well.
Yes.
I think actually that's what we have to do, right?
Yes.
But here's what it's gonna look like, at least. So it's already towering above us. This is gonna be fun.
This is gonna be fantastic. So this is the connector piece that we're gonna be using.
Along with these little pieces over here that we'll be using. I think in this step, if not very soon. But now that's a quick look at just both what we're gonna be using to put this thing together. So this is how it works. We just push that in first, that weird little triangle shape.
And you can do it on your side.
And then you use these pieces.
They look like they're kissing. Oh, there we go. Okay, they go in there.
And that's how that works. We're gonna go ahead and do that to all the parts we can do that with right now. So here you go. You can now see the connectors are in place. It's become quite massive, but it still is very much, there's still a lot of space here. We haven't totally connected the top bits yet. You can see there are some bits there that are going to attach, and in theory that will hold everything together. But man, this is bigger than Castle Grayskull, I think, at this point already.
I think I agree with you. And guess what? When we get to those places, we get some more of these.
Yeah, we still have
lots of
2 more bags of those. So let's turn this back around somehow. This
Very
thing was
delicately.
not meant to be moved like this.
No, it was not.
So what's our next step?
We are kind of at the, if I'm reading this correctly, we're at like step 7 or 8. The threeper is what I'm calling it.
Jeez.
Because we have to connect these pieces as well as the center, the part that has the crest.
Hello.
Hi.
And the connector pieces are basically exactly the same as what we did before, so it's not really that exciting to show you from this side. So I think as we're doing this, some advice as I peek out from the doors. I think at this point, it's probably actually better to have not built this first. I think this would have been better done flat to begin with. Because now that it's vertical, it's like teetering and tottering as you try and push it into place.
Yes.
So I feel like this would have been a better step to actually do flat. So if you're making this, I suggest probably giving that a try first. It'll be easier to put force on this as opposed to having it standing up like this.
I agree. So, little pro tip. It's easier before putting the triangles in place. It's easier to put this connector in first, so that way it helps stabilize everything that you're gonna do. Here's the problem with these little connectors and these pegs. The way that they're crafted, it's super precise.
That's why you're seeing here, one's already missing because
It accidentally broke off because we couldn't get this connector in properly. Like, it got stuck. We couldn't push it down, we couldn't pull it up, and finally we had to exert force because that's what you have to do, and this broke off.
So yeah, be really careful. Again, I think at this point, building this thing up vertically, like I was saying, I don't recommend it. I think this needs to be flat before you attach it to the base, but it's tough.
But actually, if you look right here, if you look at this right here, so you have to be very precise in how you put it on. It's on this securely. It's not on this. That's ridiculous. Like that's not okay. It's a little weird how this is all working out. Like,
A little too tight.
There we go.
Not much room for margin of error.
yeah, so right here, I just got it.
There you go.
And it's ridiculous, though, what I have to do. Luckily,
And we are -1 peg, and that seems to not be making a big
it's not
difference.
going to make a
so
big
that's always
difference.
good.
Because there are so many other ways to connect it, it's
Yeah.
not going to make that big of a deal.
Especially because of this guy here. It's helping hold it down.
Yeah, so let's, again, like, you have to do this very, very precisely. And it's ridiculous how precise. See? See what I mean?
Could you lubricate it in some way? Potentially, if you wanted to. That might help it. But again, it is very, very, very tight.
It shouldn't be this difficult. You have to be holding the set down while you're trying to make sure this lines up exactly, then making sure you're pushing it down while holding the set. It's not the best way to construct something, but thank goodness for these pieces.
So it's finally in, so let's go ahead and move on finally to step 8 and hopefully to the
8 or
finish, because
9.
we're halfway there now. So we've now flipped this thing over to the other side. Now we're up to step 8, and I guess now we're going to be filling in this space where these instructions currently are living.
Oh boy. How are people supposed to do this?
We're at step 8, and we gotta now bring everything together. That's going to be quite a task.
Okay, I think I got this.
Don't think it's going to be that terrible, but it's just going to be a problem because, again, these guys are kind of far from each other. They want to be close to each other. They want to be living together harmoniously, so let's see how this is going to work.
Pray for me. Pray for me.
Come on, triangle connectors, please don't break.
Eggs don't break either.
So what we're doing now, and what we recommend also, we should have been mentioning beforehand, is doing test fits. Like I got this guy here ready to go.
Nope.
And we're basically going through all of these little pegs here to find which ones actually fit the best for these various pegs. So that's some new advice as well to keep in mind. Some pegs will fit pegs better than other pegs.
Again, it's that whole precision. Like, really, you gotta give a tiny bit of wiggle room. It doesn't have to be a lot, but just like... Oh, I got it! Sort of. You're gonna need to do that part.
Alright, well, we got that side.
Let's see, please work.
Yay!
Yay, we got it, but you're gonna have to push it down.
It's mostly there.
Oh, dear Lord.
Let's try getting the top piece in the meantime. Hello, everybody. I'm up here now.
Hi, I'm down here. So I believe it goes in here. So building this vertically is horrible idea.
Yeah, definitely do not recommend doing what we're doing here.
Looks in-ish. No, it's not in, what am I saying?
Well, this part's not so bad, as we still struggle with the part right below, but hopefully this will help make that go a little bit easier.
Yeah, this definitely wasn't as painful as before.
So this part, still not actually all the way, as you can see from right here. It's actually just this wooden part here that's refusing to fit completely in there. And it's a little too late to pull it out now because I don't want to risk breaking that again. So we're just going to keep pegging everything else here and we'll see what we get. Pegging everything else.
Oh my god.
So, next step is getting hook and ladder on.
No, so the next step is getting the hook and ladder sign on.
So it looks like this is probably one of the easiest parts of the whole thing. So all you have to do is just put this here and
You just slide it in.
line up the hole, and we have to
No, we
connect
have
it
to
still.
slide it. So this is definitely supposed to slide in. Clearly it's not sliding.
Maybe we try the other side.
Let's try it this way. Definitely not that way. Basically,
I
it's
think we just, that's what I was trying before. We just plop it on right down the middle. That should be all right.
as long as it's lined up
Yeah, there we go.
with that, it should be fine. Again, it's supposed to slide in, which is why this is, you gotta push that in. It's not a precise fit, but it is a fit. Okay.
Well, it's kind of in, but it's a loose fit. It's funny how everything else is incredibly tight, and this one doesn't want to seem to actually go. And it's like, I can't tell like what's up with this. If it's just like a misshapen mold or like what's going on with that.
This is just a little off.
Of course it is.
Because it's supposed to go right here. But you have this little tab over here.
Which I don't know if that's. Was there a tab with that on your side too?
I don't know, but it makes sense if there was, because this is actually very firmly in now. It makes sense to have a little tab to just kind of hook up into this. But this is what happens. There's this. And that does not have a space to slide into.
Yeah.
So this is, again, this is just a little off. See, there's a little spot right here to help, which I'm assuming would go right here. And this is how it's supposed to look, but this is in the way.
So I don't know if something needs to be trimmed or not.
Something needs to be trimmed.
We're going to take a look at the other side, and we'll get back to you. So ultimately, this part is just not getting in. I think I cut this, I guess, or something. I don't really quite know what's going to happen there, because no matter what happens, it's going to only go in so far, and that's it.
Yeah.
So,
and it's not on this side.
I think the only solution temporarily might be blue tack, but we shouldn't have to blue tack this. So
Absolutely not.
I might ask Diamond about that, in fact, and ask, what the deal is. If this is a misprint or what's up with that. But what I'm going to do now is put the sign in. Now we're going to go with Ghostbusters 1 today. It's a little schmutzy because it's been in a box, but I think that stuff should all come off fairly easy. We'll go on this side. That's the prettier side.
Just so you know, this is the final step. And boom!
We're in business.
It went in the easiest.
Thank God. So there we go. That is the Diamond Select Firehouse all put together. And here's the doors, in fact. We'll just pop this one open and have Egon come right on in here. Easier said than done.
Much easier said than done.
Yeah. So as you can see, some bits are fitting in much better than others. We still don't really have this top piece over here fitting entirely in there that well.
This brown piece is ridiculous.
We're going to work on that off camera. But yeah, I mean, it's very impressive, very cool. Building it wasn't that bad. The biggest thing is getting these to work. Like trying to find the correct one of these to fit the pieces. So do some dry fitting before we actually attach it. They require a lot of force otherwise. But if you find the piece that's actually just right, it should slip in theory.
It just needed a tiny bit more space to breathe. And it still would have fit properly. It'd still be a tight fit. It would not be this monstrosity that it is.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm completely on tilt with how this thing was put together. Because
Yes.
I was hoping for something, it was not hard at all to build in theory. It really wasn't that bad. It was more just getting things to fit correctly. And, interestingly enough, we got a lot of these left over. Like, we didn't even open these two bags.
I'm actually really grateful for that because that gave us a lot of different options to work with. When the pieces are all pretty much the same, there's no reason why they shouldn't all uniformly fit.
Yeah, so again, the only saving grace is that we essentially have two unopened bags, so I guess I can just say dump them out on a table and just try and dry fit each one and hope you find the best one.
Yeah, like I said, I will say this little piece right here is going to be your lifesaver.
Legitimately, that was my favorite piece of the whole thing.
It really is, because since this thing is the way it's created, they want you to build it vertically. This thing will help stabilize everything.
But as a diorama piece, it's amazing. I just wish it kind of fit together a little bit easier. Yeah. I'm going to still finagle it some more and hopefully get it where I want it to be. I mean, in my head, I'm like, maybe I need to start just super gluing things. Just to make them fit completely better. It's almost there. It's still really great. At some point, I'll have to deal with this as well.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm going to do about that because I can't really finish the diorama, but it's so close and it's so impressive, just missing a few little bits and pieces.
Just off.
I'm not disappointed at all.
No, it's a beautiful set.
And it is a build-a-figure diorama, so it's not like you're gonna pay. It's not like you're paying a ton more money for this. It's a freebie thrown in with the figure.
Yeah, and not gonna lie, hi, I really like this piece.
Oh yeah.
See what I mean? It's a lot of fun. One really cool thing that I absolutely love about this is not only do you get the original Ghostbusters sign, but you get not just the original Ghostbusters. You get Ghostbusters 2 sign.
So you got options, but in this case, I'm using my Real Ghostbusters, and I think that's what I'm gonna probably use at the end of the day. So yeah, but you have options, which is cool.
Yeah, I mean, this is a beautiful set. There's some kinks that need to be worked out. I think that's the best way to put it.
As always, we seem to get the worst luck when we put these things together. So.
And you guys get to watch it!
Yeah. At the end of the day, I'm pretty happy with it. I just wish there was a few things that were better thought out.
Yes.
But otherwise, in terms of engineering and everything, it is fairly simple to do. It's just those little bitty things like snapping the right piece into place that kill me. And as you saw, we broke off a piece of it, and I hope that doesn't happen to you guys. So good luck with that. So final thoughts is that we do like it a lot, despite our little annoyances. Wish things were a little bit easier, but at the end of the day, I'm very happy to have this. It's a dream coming true.
Yeah, you're gonna be super happy. Yeah.
I don't know where I'm putting this thing.
I have no clue, but now I really want a containment unit, and I want the inside so that we can have a pole. I need the firehouse interior, but I also want a fully realized exterior-interior set of the firehouse.
Well, come on, Diamond, make it happen. So, I am Matthew.
I'm Andrea.
And that was our look at the Diamond Select Ghostbuster Firehouse Diorama. We'll see you guys next time with some more Ghostbuster toy reviews and all the other things that we do here on Nerd News Today. Goodbye.
Bye.